In today's tutorial, I'll take you through a step-by-step guide on how you can make professional Google Slides for a presentation. If you're using a Chrome browser, you navigate your mouse to Google Apps, you click on that and you scroll down to select slides. You can also select slides directly from your Google Drive. So you can double click to open your Google Drive. Then on this new option, you can select Google Slides from here, or you can also use the Google Apps option here by just selecting slides. This is how the interface looks like. To begin a new presentation, you double click on blank presentation and you would have a new slide open for you. In a situation whereby you want to use a template, you can click on this option to have access to all the available template. So over here, there is template on personal. So this is general presentation. There is recipe book, portfolio, lookbook, and the others. You can just scroll through and look for the one that you prefer. If you want to start a new presentation, you double click to open this, and on this option you can add your title, your subtitle, and there are other themes that you can select from here. I have a slide that I will be using for our illustration today, but in case you want to create a new slide, so it's always important to get rid of this. Okay, in case you want to customize, you select and then you hit the backspace on your keyboard and it will be deleted for you. Then you can insert a text box by clicking on this so that you can have more flexibility. Okay, so you can leave it like this and then you type anything here. So I'll just say Darley Woolley. So this helps you to have more control of your slide. So let me just go back and then use the sample illustration for today's tutorial. With today's presentation, I will be using this sample slide that I made earlier on. So we are going to customize this and make it look more appealing to the eye or more appealing for presentations. So the first thing we need to do is to customize this image. So we are going to make sure that this image fills the background of our first slide. I'm going to select all of this and cut. And then I bring back the image. So using your image for the background, you select format options. If you are looking to create slides entirely from the beginning, just leave a comment and I would make another tutorial on how you can create slides from the beginning, how you can insert images, videos, audios, and all that. So over here we have size and rotation, we have position, recolor, adjustment, drop shadow, reflection, and then alternative text. Let's look at the size and rotation. So this is the width. You can use this option to change the width of your image, same as cropping. Okay, you can rotate the image, so we can rotate the image in our slide. With the positioning, currently it's at the top left, so we can change it to the center. If your image is a very sizable image, you can use this option to center it, and then you can change the color of your image by clicking on this drop down. There are a couple of colors here, so when you do this, you see it's going to change the color of your image. So this is how it's currently looking. If you don't want the color, you say no recolor. And there is adjustment, so you can change the opacity of this image. So opacity is the transparency of the image. Okay, so the higher, the more transparent it is. And then you can change the brightness of this image as well. Then you can have some contrast. Then we can have some drop shadow. So drop shadow, and then there is also the distance and then the blur radius. So you can see that when you check this side, you can see the shadow, the blur radius over here. So as I increase it, see, you can follow my mouse and then you see what I am doing. So we're going to reduce this to 4. We can also have the reflection. So when you click on reflection, this is what is going to happen. So beneath this particular image, there is a reflection. Okay, so beneath this image, you can see the reflection of this dog over here and the reflection of this particular dog also down here. So you see the distance over here, and then there is also the size. So when you click on this, it will give you the size of the image. Okay, so I would I would uncheck this because I don't want any reflection. And then you can have alternative text. So it's saying that this is a blue Great Dane and pack dogs on leashes provided by Getty Images. So that is where I got the images from. You can also use this particular option, insect, then image, and you can get images from the web. So when you click on stock and web, you can have some images here. So any image at all that you want, you can just type in here. We are dealing with dogs, so I'll just go ahead and type dogs. Then these are stock images, these are GIFs that you can use, these are stickers, and these are some Google images. So if you want stock images, you can select the stock images from here, then you can go with whichever one you prefer. The same way, if you want to insert a video, you go to insert. Okay, so insert over here, then you navigate your mouse to video. When you click on video, you can insert images from your Google Drive or YouTube. Okay, you can paste those particular links here and it will be inserted inside your slide for you. So right now that we have this particular image, I will go ahead and do some adjustment to the opacity of this image. Then we also change the brightness a bit and drag it to the bottom. And then I'll do same for this text. It's going to be at the top. And you double click to change the text color. So we are going to change the text color. So we go over to text color, then we make it white, and we do same for this. Make it white as well. Then we are going to change the font type. So over here, you're going to use Poppins. If you want more font, so for instance, if you are looking for a particular font and you don't see it over here, you can use this option that says more font to get access to other fonts. Okay, so there is Roboto, Open Sans, Google Sans, a lot over here, but currently I am using Poppins. So you can go through and the one that you prefer, you select it and you click on done, and it will be added to the list of fonts that you have over here. So we are going to select Poppins. I'll double click on this, select Poppins, and I'm going to click on bold. Then we increase the size of this particular font. I'm going to do the same for this as well. So I'm just going to center this right beneath this. Then I'll highlight the text and we select Poppins and we go with medium. Then we increase the font to 20. So now we are done with our first slide. We head over to the second slide, and then we are going to do same with this particular images as well. So I have this image, I'll just crop it so that they have the same size. So I'm going to delete this because the space is not enough for the golden retriever. So let me just delete this. Then we are going to bring this down a bit, and let's increase the size, and we bring this to the bottom like this. Then we move it to the other side. Okay, and we're going to have this as well. We can increase the size of this a bit. Now that we have something like this, I'll just go ahead and insert another image. So stock and web. Let's go through the images and select something nice over here. So you go ahead and select this image. You can actually select any image of your choice. So the image that you prefer, you can go with that one. Format options, we adjust the opacity of this image, and then we decrease the brightness a bit. So we can reduce the brightness a little bit. Then we paste our images. We're going to have this. Let's go back and see this. Change the font to Poppins medium 20. Then we change the color to white. So we are done with the second slide. So this is the first slide and this is the second slide. Then over here on the third slide, we're going to look at how to care for a dog. So you have love and attention, regular exercise and play, provide food and clean water. So like we did with the first and the second slide, over here we can have some, background image as well. And then over here we have the images of, this is like a concluded page. Okay, so let's look at this page first, and then we would come back and look at slide 3. Okay, so now over here we are going to reduce the brightness a little bit, and the opacity is going to be the same, but we just reduce the brightness a little bit. And then we have, okay, we have this text over here. I'll just go ahead and select everything here. We change the font type to Poppins. We are going to make it bold. Then we change the font size. Change it to 40, and we change the font color to white. Now we can make some changes over here. So we can see dogs are helpful. And then over here there is shape. You can add shapes. So call out arrows, call out equations, and then other items. So we're going to click on some shapes over here, and let's select some of these things. So let's select this. Then I'll just use my mouse to draw something over here. Okay, I'm going to select this, bring it to the size, change the direction of it. So this is how our last slide is looking, and then we can go over to the third slide and do same for all. So with this particular slide, we are going to add a background color instead of an image. So you can select any color of your choice. Let's go with black. Then we click on done. So instead of you dragging it manually and adjusting the changes, you can use this format option, okay, to do the alignment. Now that we have this, we want to add some icons. So you can just type icons, and the first one that appears, you can select this, or you can use Google font as well. Then we're going to select some icons over here. So love and attention, we're going to use the love symbol. Say love. Then we select this. We'll copy this, head over to this place, and then paste it here. So we drag it to the top like this. And it's black, so we're going to change the color for this. Let's head over to the format options, and then the color, we can have it to be this color. Yeah, this one works. Then exercise, so let's increase the size of this a little bit. Okay, now that we have something like this, you can add more text beneath so that it looks good. Okay, so after you are done with this, we want to add some transitions in between our slides. Okay, so let's change, we're going to change this. Let's increase the opacity a bit. Okay, let's do same for this. Let's increase the opacity. Okay, and the brightness should reduce a little bit. Okay, so right now this is how our slide is looking. So let's do some slideshow. Okay, so this is our slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and then the last slide. After you are done designing your slide, you can add transitions in between your slides. So between the first and then the second slide, let's add a transition. We click on slide, then transition. Then you can select the transition that you want over here. So there is dissolve, fade, slide from right, flip, cube, and other. So with the first one, let's select dissolve. Then with the third slide, so we are going to select this, the whole text, and then add animation. So it's going to zoom in. We've added a text animation to this one. Then we have our first slide. So let's add another text animation to this name. Add animation after. So on click, we select on click and we add animation. So the animation is that it's going to appear. So when you click on this image, before the animation can appear, you have to click on this image. So now that we are done adding our transitions, let's go back to the slideshow and present our screen. Okay, next slide. And so if you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment and I would respond to them. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any other tutorial. I'll see you in the next one.